Hello, welcome back to Blender Seashell Live. In this episode, I'd like to talk casually about 3D scanning using Lidar, or actually, in this case, I want to focus on the photogrammetry kind of 3D scanning. So this is quite recent, introduced at Apple WWDC 2021, capturing photographs for Reality Kit object capture. So object capture is an API. It's not yet an app, but you can use this API to process your photographs and turn it into 3D with all the PBR materials, like roughness, metalness, and diffuse color, and the normal as well. So this is really cool because you can do this using any camera. You don't need to have iPhone LiDAR or iPad LiDAR. So this is like an open system. All you need is actually just macOS, and if you have like a normal digital camera, or you can use that as well. Take a bunch of photographs, like I think you need like minimum 30 or 40 photographs. You can go up to 150 or more, and with that photograph you can turn it into 3D. So Apple actually provided command line app to do this, and I will show you a bit later. First of all, I want to show you my Sketchfab gallery so far. So this is the one that I took last night, just around 47 photos using the iPhone, and it was taken under kind of dark indoor lighting. Okay, this seashell is quite large, around the size of your hand, and this is really high quality, and I'll let you download this model by when I uploaded. This was USDC format from Apple, but then if you upload it into Sketchfab, you can download it as GLTF, so it's auto converting for you, which is really cool. So it's not like a closed system. USDC is quite open, and you can use it. You can view this as AR or use it in 3D app like Blender, right? Or any other digital computer graphics animation app. At least for 3D scanning, there are at least like 3 ways you can think of it. If you take a lot of like a location or buildings, places scanning, it's good to be able to use the LiDAR scanning. For example, the LiDAR allows you to take like for example, this fountain. I scan this at circular key, and after you do the quick scanning using the LiDAR, just under a minute or so, you can have a top view of the fountain, and this is in real size as well. So I think the LiDAR is really good for that, and things like a tunnel or places like shop, if you do it properly, you can get a measurement of the places. Like this is the tunnel. I think I use either Polycam or Scanniverse app. Yeah, this is a tunnel that I took not long ago. You can really have sense of scale, and this is in real size. You can bring it into Blender and you can modify the scan, and you can perhaps use it as reference to make augmented reality in real size. So with you can also take a point cloud using LiDAR, however, but both of them requires you to have device with LiDAR scanner. If you want to do the photogrammetry, however, you don't need to have scanner, and that's what I want to talk about today. So let's switch this very quickly. I want to show you before the shells become 3D objects. What I did was taking photos. Okay, so this is what I did, the photo I took last night. So I tried to take it from all different angle. Not forgetting that this object also have the bottom part. Okay, so I actually flip the objects and took the bottom part and then go rotates around the object once again. Okay, the photo is from the iPhone, is in HEIC format, and I'm using Apple app actually. It actually takes this gravity. It takes gravity into considerations, and also the depth. You can't really see the depth for these objects because it's too small. But you have a lot, like a sculpture or larger objects, you will have the depth data as well from the Lidar, and you can export it out in a medium or full quality using the Apple API. So this is the object as USDZ. This is the files that I uploaded into Sketchfab, and in just few minutes, if you allow it to be downloadable, you can have the GLTF format that you can download into Blender. Let's actually have a look inside Blender very quickly. So Blender, there is an add-on that actually can export and import USDZ, but this is not, I think needs to be updated so you can just file import properly. Currently it doesn't work, but using the Sketchfab method, you can upload it into Sketchfab, wait few minutes, and download the Seashell. Okay, this is the result. The shell is under locator or empty. You can unparent this, but it has material, you can see, and then you want to see the resolutions. This is the highest resolution, full resolution of Apple Object Capture API. And if we investigate the shader, okay, this is what it looks like. I think maybe Sketchfab does this, the conversion. Let's look at it with the material, and we can look at it with the render. Let's create a light. So I have two sunlight. I just created two sunlight, give it different color. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. So this is, oops, if you ever lost that, file, view, frame all, GLTF, separate. This is ambient occlusions. Okay, and then we have the normal map, metallic roughness, and base color. Whatever you select, this thing will actually update. Oh, okay, no. Normally it will update if you're selecting a different material. Okay, material texture. So normally this is the material, and if you wanna look at the texture, we have the base color. It's already embedded and nicely packed. It's also have this UV if you wanna have a look. That's the UV of the object based on the scanning. That seems to, okay, that's the metallic and roughness, and the normal. So this is like a bump map, actually more like a normal. Okay, and this object, of course, you can easily use. You can duplicate it, you can make anything. I mean, use it in your to make a movie, right? So this is a 3D assets, and this is quite almost perfect. When I think I missed this part when doing the scanning. So in order to make this, I'm using the command line app. You can easily turn this into a proper app, but command line app is from Apple, and we need an Xcode. So I downloaded the app from WWDC. This is the creating photogrammetry command line app. You need to have a developer account, I think, in order to make this. So I think for now, if you want to do this kind of scanning, you need to know someone who have like an Apple developer license, like myself. You can ask me, you send me photos of objects that you want to turn into 3D, for example, and then I can turn it into 3D objects for you. So the actual software looks like this. Show in Finder. So if you never see an Xcode before, it's of course to create an app that you can publish at the App Store. In this case, I just use it on my computer. We need to build the app. So basically you need to run it one time at least with a license, and then you have this Hello Photogrammetry app running. So if I go right click, show in Finder, this is the app. Looks pretty scary because it's just a command line app, but it should be pretty easy to use. The way I use it normally, just new terminal at the folder. And okay, I need to go to this folder, and we can run it like this, /hello photogrammetry. Okay, this is how we use it, because this is a command line, and you need to provide this is the command line, and then you need to provide the input folder and the output file name, and then all these extra preference or parameters that you can supply to generate a result. So let's actually try doing this. So this is the Apple scan. I actually have this thing prepared. So this is an example of command line. Hello Photogrammetry. We can provide the resolutions, the detail. It says full, but we can use the simpler method. Preview, reduce, medium, full, raw. We can use preview, and our files, before I put it on the desktop, this is the source photos, and I already move it into this folder. So let's, whoops. Just copy this. It's not on the desktop, and it's under documents, and we just want to generate something on the desktop under name outputs USDC. So I just copy that, paste it here, and I think it's rendering. Okay, it's doing something in the background, so this is gonna take a few minutes or maybe less than a minute. While it's doing that, reality, we can use Reality Composer app and take a look. I'll create a new document. This is I've shown you to how to use this before. I think this is Reality Composer app. Basically, this apps allows you to bring all the AR objects, USDC objects, and then turn it into augmented reality. So okay, this is an example. I'll use the medium size. This is the seashells that we are generating at the moment. This is the one that's already completed. This is the default cube inside Reality Composer. I can delete that. This is an extra text. We can type in my seashell, my giant seashell. And this is our objects. It's currently not, I think it's on the floor, but if we reset it, yeah, it's centered. Bring it up so it snaps to the floor. And this is the real size of the objects that I scanned earlier. It's quite large. But however, inside Reality Composer, you can add like a simple behavior, a bit of interactivity, like audio and also animations. I'm gonna show you very quickly my favorite, tap and flip. So if we test it out, play, it's gonna flip. But you can also replace these actions with other motions like spin. So when tap, it spin. There's actually another action that's properly orbit or actually spinning. And you can make it spinning forever if you turn on this loop. So let's delete this. Play. When tap, it spin. It's gonna spin forever. And this is already something that you can export as USDC or Reality. Yeah, you can export this as USDC and send it to your friend, and your friend can see this on their iPhone or iPad because it's for Apple ecosystem. But like I said, for the photogrammetry itself, it's open, right? The assets is open. So let's take a look at this. Okay, it's already done. 100% completed. And the result of the photogrammetry process is this 3.4 megabyte. This is the smaller size preview. Something you can send to your friend as USDC. If your friend have iPhone or iPad, they can take a look at it, or if they have Mac. If they don't have Apple devices, you can upload it into Sketchfab, like what I did. So this is inside Sketchfab. Okay, feel free to download this and use it in your movie, but I think you probably need to fill the hole a little bit here because I missed this part. I'll try to do another scanning today and let's see how it goes. Yeah, you can download the model. So once you have it inside Blender, you can duplicate it. You can use all Blender tools. Create a floor. Put this on the floor. So now the seashell, we have 2 seashells. If you have this on the floor, you can add geometry nodes, maybe scatter, distribute points while instancing our seashell. You can do this kind of thing very easily. They are all the same size, but you can randomize the scale very easily. And you can also randomize the rotation. we want to zero out the rotation in X and YZ. We just want to rotate in the Z-axis. So this is just a bonus tutorial for you. And if you want to add a material, proper material, I mean, you want to join the original floor and our objects, you can do it this way. So this floor should already have, I just created material. Just gonna make it reflective. I tested with Eevee and okay, it has reflections. Because I'm using the M1 here, sometimes the ambient occlusion doesn't work yet. Maybe I was wrong. Seems to be working. Oh yeah, okay, the instance object seems to be under the ground. So I can move. I can transform the point. But I need, probably in order to do this properly, I need to scale, I need to translate based on the point. But anyway, we are making just a quick one. There you go. I made the duplicates of the instance of the objects. Let's switch this to Eevee Cycles, actually Cycles render engine. It's more realistic. And it's actually faster with the M1. Cycles is a lot faster. That's what I want to say. Turn on viewport denoiser. Now we have this. And maybe, okay, just an idea. With this, you can make the Seashell, for example, goes ups and down, just the basic animations, and that should work. Yeah. So this is the instance, the original instance objects, and this is the master objects, and the rest of them are instance. That's the what I want to say. Okay, now you have unlimited shell, giant shell. Okay, there you go. That's the whole story. Sorry, this was quite long. So right, so photogrammetry on the macOS. I'm using, actually I forgot to say, I'm using macOS Monterey version 12. And yeah, you can do this on macOS 12. You can use any camera, basically take a bunch of photos, goes around the objects, and then you're using the object capture API. You can turn it into 3D objects, USDZ that you can upload into Sketchfab. You can share it with your friends. You can use these assets in the movie. Yeah, that's basically it. Maybe in the future I'll talk again about 3D scanning. It's something that's I'm starting to get really interested in. On top of scanning environments or buildings around you, you can actually place AR objects on locations, you know, like perfectly placed on the spot that you scan. So that's really the whole idea. So if you go around the city in urban life, I mean, you will see graffiti walls, and you can look at places like never before. Suddenly everything is interesting. And you can this is the mask I found somewhere on the street. This is cool. Okay, this is a sculpture I found somewhere near Market City, Chinatown, right? This is a real 3D objects. Someone probably made this using 3D app, maybe even using Blender. So this is a real size sculpture. For example, I scan it using the iPhone Lidar. Imagine this, but animated as AR, for example. You can put a character there, you know, or you can turn this into like an experience that you can share with your friends. This is Doraemon. Yeah, so that's pretty much it I want to talk today. Hopefully you find this interesting and useful and information. A lot of information you need to digest, but thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.